And we are back again. So we will be loading into the final here. Oh, just better move that over. So in this final we do have Bikini Bottom Mafia against nothing special here. So we've already seen blue team's builds, so we'll just quickly go through red team. A lot of them are going to be very similar to things we've already seen today. So we'll just quickly start with Monk the Hunk over here playing Scepter Focus Hammer with the pack runes and the Berserker Amulet. He is taking Glacial Heart, so he's running 01616 like normal. He is taking Glacial Heart in the Valor line for the chill when you critical hit, which does seem to be the preferred choice for most Hammer Mediguards that I know anyway. Chill obviously a very powerful condition in terms of it slowing down cooldowns and things, really messes with LEs and other things like that. Then we move into Lethal Industry playing Sword Warhorn, the 00464 version. Although he's actually taking mobile strikes in Discipline. I don't know if he's going to change that or if that's a thing he is actually going with, but that's a little bit different. And he is actually taking he's actually taking only 2 shouts. He's taking Balance Stance instead of Fear Me or On My Mark, so I guess just for a bit of stability against this many engineers.
And that mobile strikes only applies on one of his skills, the Savage Leap number 2 on his sword.
Okay. And then we move on to Farnshell. I don't know how. I'm just gonna have to figure out something to call him. He is playing Staff Ellie, Rune of Mercy, so they're going for a sort of Resbot Ellie a little bit here. 00266 playing 5 Blasting Staff. The Ellie that, of course, 55 HP monks ran with an Ellie very similar to this for the longest time. Very good at rezzing things. With the Fiery Greatsword. And then we move into Turretsaurus Rect playing Sentinel's Amulet, Melandra Runes, Rifle, Purity Sigil, Sigil of Water for extra healing. He is running 2066 full turret build. He's got experimental turrets, so he's got the turret supply boons. He's got inflict blindness on enemies that strike you with melee attacks. He's got protection injection, rifled turret barrels, auto tool installation, and metal plating. So all of the turret traits and accelerant packed turrets. So we've got a 3 NG team against a turret NG team. Rocket rifle and thumper turrets are sort of the usual 3. And then we have a Hambo running, hammer longbow, hydromancy and leeching on the bow, and intelligence and energy on the hammer. Soldier amulet, Holbrack rune, 20606, so not taking leg specialist. He's running with increased stance durations, cleansing eye, merciless hammer, and destruction of the empowered, burst mastery, and warrior sprint. So you're sort of usually your usual build. He's not taking banner though. He is taking rampage. So Lethal Industry does have 1 banner, but we do also have a rampage here again. Rampage, it's going to be lots of stability. It should do a lot of damage to the NGs as well. Could well turn out to be a good choice here. Let's see. I think that's everything. We're just waiting for 1 guy on blue team. I don't think we've had any changes on here. We'll get everybody ready up. We do have the same, same one there. We do have the same there, same there. Chinchilla's still running that Rune of Adventure. I'm not entirely sure whether how useful that's been, but maybe we'll have to try and keep a bit of an eye on that. And then we've got Beagle on his dagger pistol. So again, very mobile, very condi heavy. Waiting for 1 ready up. Come on, Lethal Industry.
In theory, this blue team, they should be able to utilize that thief to be able to outnumber a lot of times. So it's gonna be fun to see how they manage this.
How they manage, yeah. So we'll get Um, so we'll get these going when we do. Again, we've got turret energy. We'll have to see how he plays as well. I haven't actually seen him play before, so it's going to be interesting to see in terms of how mobile he actually is as a turret energy. Of course, picking up his turrets and moving points will put them all on cooldown. So we'll have to see how that works out. We do have a very defensive split again from red, while it's quite an aggressive split from blue here, sending their thief and 2 NGs across here in stealth. I believe they are just going to let engineer go. Yeah, they're going to let engineer go 1v1. Beagle Boy's hanging out. Stealthing back up, he should push into mid. We do have red team. We're going to have a 3v2 here in mid. Red team sending both their warriors, trying to catch the NG. Master Mucharu here, trying to catch the NG from behind. Chinchillo's on point, so we do have both warriors here against 2 NGs, so it's going to have to see how these warriors do against these NGs. And Turret Source Rect being allowed to take his home point, and he has actually just dropped 1 turret, so that could be what keeps him mobile, and he does pick it up and go, so good start by him. And again, red here. Blue team have a little bit of a head start with getting their cap a little bit quicker, but this game's still very much in the balance. Both teams playing very sustainy builds, and Beagle Boy's here highly getting focused. Oh, and he is just able to stay up. Master Mucharu here also very close to going down. NGs might look to try and take his CCs out of the way, because obviously they don't have all that much access to stability, so they're gonna struggle a bit with that. And Chinchillo here is gonna drop, but again, Beagle Boys over here, they're just gonna pull out and play sides. Red team very aggressively into mid. They're not gonna. It's gonna be a bit difficult for them to get their side points back now.
Just like that, blue team takes a capture point. Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
Red really need to consider where they're going to be pushing off to. Beagle was going for the sneaky decap there in mid, but he's just gonna pull away, and they are gonna try this big team fight here against blue things, moving over to Henge. Chinchillo again getting really low, as is engineer. You know, red team definitely having the advantage in these big team fights here, but Monk to Hunk drops very quickly just as I say that. He is going to get rezzed up, so he is back in. Although he's straight back down again, yo-yoing all over the place here. I don't think there's going to be a res this time either.
They don't have that focus target damage, this red team, because of the classes they use at the moment. So in theory still I would say that this thief, just having this thief is such an advantage for every single map. You can out rotate this amount of stationary classes quite easily. Of course, maybe not easily, but it's the fights itself that are maybe the harder thing to pull off. But out rotating them is something that you should be doing, and currently they have been doing it fine.
Although red team do take out Omo Nano here, but he is stealthed up. He's going to get the res. The res does come out there. So Omo Nano is back up, and we're back into a 3v. It's a 3v3 here. He is going to get very close to dropping, but is Monk going to go down quicker? Both of them here in sort of 1000, and Monk is going to get immobilized and taken out with Omo there almost back on full health, and that is, although Beagle does drop, he's going to rally though. And again, we've got 4 guys from blue team here just outnumbering this fight, leaving the turret NG in mid. Unfortunately, I think he wants to be moving around a bit more. You can see him trying to move off the points, but red here. Oh, we do get the banner there from Lethal, so that's going to get the Ellie back out. That's just what I'm going to call him for now. He is going to keep the point decap. They are only, they're only 60 points behind, so they're still in this.
Absolutely.
Although they are getting close to losing mid, actually, although they are back on it now. Beagle Boys is here bleeding out. Engineer's down. They've taken the thief out. They really need to take advantage while he's on respawn now. They crate Engineer to try and take him out as well. He does have his heal turret up, but they really need to take advantage of this, the thief being being off the map for a little bit. Again, we've got Lethal Industry here starting to get low, keeping the decap on point. Really has to start kiting away from Chinchilla. We do have Monk to Hunk in as well, getting lots of damage off, and the Ellie as well, also still here. But again, Lethal here not able to get the heals off that he needs to really stay in this. He's gonna go down very quickly if nothing changes here. And again, turret source wrecked, sent back into mid there by a respawned Beagle. That keeps him from pushing towards far. This could be the start of the turnaround for them though, as they're gonna get mine back, and they still have that turret energy on mid. So it's all about, you know, they're aggressively pushing back into here now, but Muchachu here might actually be regretting that decision, as he's starting to get very low. That was probably a little overly aggressive from them there. He's gonna push out the fight, push into mid. I mean, they did need to keep blue off of those points, but
they have a good train here. They should just keep pushing in now, because now they actually had a slight outnumber here for about 7-8 seconds, outnumbering them with 4 versus 3, because the red team were very stationary on their points, afraid of the decaps. So this is a good situation for the for the blue team.
They do have Monk the Hunk is out, and Muchachu, so there goes their damage and a lot of their CC. The Ellie might well be able to keep the cap. He is getting focused really heavily, but they do have Lethal here as well. And actually, they're 2 NGs on Turret Saurus in mid, so the decap has happened there as well. They're now only 20 points behind, but Turret's going to go down on mid, and red team just have the freedom to decap at will. Monk the Hunk will get the decap there. But the Ellie's down here. I don't think yet. Lethal's still got a minute left on his cooldown of his banner, so he's not going to be able to get the Ellie back up. Engineer's starting to get low. They are going to be able to keep this cap a little bit. This is obviously their home point. They are going to have to kite off now. Too much damage coming out there from blue.
And as you see this thief in these fights, even if it's an equal fight, the thief is free to do whatever he wants. There is nothing from the enemy team that truly can stop him. Potentially then the DPS Guardian, but we see the DPS Guardian being across the entire map, so this thief can currently do exactly as he likes. And this is a very obvious counter, I would call it, for what we see now. As you saw, having a thief in an outnumbered situation is probably the best class to have in an outnumbered situation. Because of the boon rip, because of the high damage, because of the efficiency and speed of it. So that's basically what happened. Everything this turn, or from blue side now, to get these 2 points back, only occurred because of a 4-man push on that beach, while enemy had a stationed guy at the midpoint and a stationed guy at the far. Basically letting 3 people get hunted on that beach, 4 versus 3. Yeah. Just these 6 seconds is why the blue team at the moment are having 2 points.
Engineer has dropped though, and Beagle is having to pull out the point totally, as he can't survive through that CC with the crate here from Turret Saurus, who is himself very close to going down. He's having to just jump around like a madman, kite to stay up. Chinchillo is also going to go down as well, so it's all about who goes down quicker here. The fear comes out there from Nicky Meta, and the banner gets him back up, so Chinchillo is back in, but he's gonna have to start pulling out again.
They need to start disengaging this midpoint. I would push both sides at this point, and it looks like they're doing it. This is a good move. Good disengage from blue side.
Muchachu there, stuck in there. Beagle left the midpoint, still alive, and came to +1 this far point. Back for them, so they've taken that point back after the decap, and they are very close to getting the decap on Henge as well. Red team
now they should push for the middle. Now they should push for the middle. I would have done this. I would have pushed with Omonano, this engineer now, and the thief towards that middle. But they choose the team fight. It is an option as well. They are safe playing it. I'm not gonna say that. Maybe he's moving now. or no, they're just looking at each other. Yeah, I'm not gonna judge because this is what happened to in my team as well many times, that you're too afraid of actually engaging because you have no visible, you don't have sight on this
Oh,
map. So sometimes
we had a banner come down there from Lethal Industry, but Monk the Hunk was knocked off the point, and the banner didn't get him up. So a mistimed banner there, thanks to a great knockback, is actually going to swing this fight back in favor of red, because he's gonna start dropping very back in favor of blue. Sorry, because Lethal's now having to kite off the point, being very low, and that banner is now out of cooldown again for another 200 odd seconds without actually rezzing anybody. Although Turretsaurus has moved into this point, so they are actually going to keep it. They are still, they've still got this 2-cap. They are only 20 points behind, so this game definitely isn't over. And Lethal here playing very well to just sort of keep us alive with a lot of the damage, especially with the Ellie's gone down, and Turretsaurus is also very close to going down. We've got Monk the Hunk in a one-on-one with Omo Nano. He's sort of...
Now the Thief has a free decap on this middle. They overcommitted it. Yeah, you can I paint as well?
Yeah.
Alright then.
So, yeah,
because they didn't overcommit, they chose to rather try to win the team fight. But that warrior came in slightly later and they pushed with Monk their Hunk. So they were in a slight outnumbered situation for a few seconds there, meaning that they got a slight...
Red team got a capture point.
yeah, this is a bad...
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
They do get their home point back, and that's going to take... It should take Omo back off the map, although whether he's actually going to drop, he's got 600 health and he escapes, so he's well defended there by him. And we do have fun here against Beagle Boys here, but Nicky Meta's pulling in, that's going to keep that point safe. And again with 40 points to go, 30 points to go, Blue just probably have enough sustain to keep these points capped now. And there's the boss.
And
as
they
well.
win by the boss. Yeah.
Again, a lot closer than the other games, and some pretty good rotations there by Red, but maybe just too aggressive there at the end, trying to keep that team fight alive. Do you think? I mean, they were winning their home point. Do you think they should have pulled out of that team fight if they could, or because I mean they would have kept the 2-cap because they won mid, and they would have kept they had mid, and they were winning home as well. So should they have? I mean, maybe.
I think that the DPS guard shouldn't have pushed for that point. Even though he got it, he won his duel, so to say. It's a risky move when enemy has a thief, because he is the thief slayer.
Yeah.
I think because that thief, he just sneaked out of the team fight while they were winning. So this means that if they're winning without that thief, now he's gonna get the decap as well. So that was a risky move, but I could also understand it. It would have worked out if his team would have won that team fight. But it's always risky pushing on enemy point with whatever, if you are gonna lose the big fight, because then you're just gonna basically have a potential of being triple capped.
Yeah, so we are just waiting for Turretsaurus Rex, who does appear to have left the arena. We will just find out what's happening with him. One of these guys, which one is it? One of the warriors on red team is the Hambo, Master Muchachu, his account name is Danny, which is a name that I've seen before. I'm sure he used to play a year or two ago in some big teams, but they're definitely the closest that as far as this team today has gone. This is definitely the team that has given Blue the biggest run around, like the biggest scare in terms of losing. I think they've pretty comfortably won every other game, so hopefully they can just hopefully they can just sort of regroup a little bit, think about just during this downtime, think a little bit about what went wrong, and combat it from there. They have actually dropped the turret engine now, and he's come back on a staff Ellie as well. So now, are they running with 2 staff Ellies? They are now running with 2 staff Ellies. What do you think of the change?
It's cheese to cheese, so it's it's a slight big difference in the gameplay, but it's still a very, I mean, it's 2 Ellies, 1 DPS guard and 2 warriors, soldier amulets, celestial amulets, and it's basically, yeah, it's 3 celestial amulets, 1 soldier and 1 Zerker, but that DPS guardian isn't really that squishy like a mesmer or a power ranger or a thief, so it is a very, so to say, then cheesy team. But as I already said the previous map, I don't think this change will be. They may win because of better plays, etc., or better rotations, but I don't think it's gonna be a huge difference in the, because enemies still have a thief, and on this map, thief may even be a bigger superiority. I think. I just feel like this thief can do whatever he wants in these matches, because that enemy don't have anything to really shut him out. The only thing they have is Monk der Hunk, and I think Monk der Hunk should be, or at least try to be with a thief in whatever fight.
Yeah, I mean, it seems logical. I know a lot of thieves tend to complain about struggling with Mediguards as well, so it could well be something that they should be looking to do, because, I mean, you're right, that thief was just allowed free reign of the map last game, so they really need to try and control him. And you have to wonder whether, with how close the last game was, whether if they can control that thief better, maybe they do actually come out on top this time. So, I mean, it could be as simple as keeping that, you know, stopping that thief from having free reign could swing this in their favor. So we are just waiting for just a couple more ready ups. One from each team. One of the, I can't just call him the Ellie now on red team either. We'll figure out a name. Here we go. We're gonna go here with game 2. I'll have to see whether red team split as defensively as they split last time. Obviously dropped the turret NG, brought in a staff Ellie. Still super sustainable.
Yes.
And we are going to have, so we are splitting here, Legacy of the First Fire, potentially the final game of the day. Obviously if red team cannot win this game, we will be finishing. If they do win the game, we will move on to a game 3 Kylo, a map that we haven't yet seen today, but we do have, again, very aggressive play actually from red. We're going to have Monk the Hunk and Fana here trying to take out Engineer, who's crossed over to their home point, while Lethal and Omo are on the points over here. And then in mid we've got an outnumbered fight in favor of red, and again Beagle Boy straight on Lunar Demon Fire.
Red team got a capture
Takes him out, and again straight away you see the advantage that the thief is having in this map.
Yes.
Monk to Hunk and Fana both staying here to try and secure, like, just to make sure this kill is secured. Monk's now pushing back in, but again he wasn't, you know, he's not trailing the thief anywhere. The thief's going to be able to actually get back, and, you know, he's going to actually be able to get back and take out Lethal before anybody can even get in there.
Yeah.
So again, we've got the advantage. Just shows you the sort of advantage that the thief can have, and the panic strike comes out there, stops him savage leaping away as well. So that.
Let him lead. There we go. Good job.
And red team, you know, they've still kept this midpoint decap, so we've still got 1 point ticking for each side, but we do have again a 2 cap in favor. We got a 1 cap each, sorry, but we have a 2-man. It was a 2-on-1 for briefly there. We do have red team DPS coming in now. Again, Monk to Hunk seeming to focus a lot on Chinchillo. It seems to be their first target. Always seems to be one of these NGs. I suppose that's logical with how many of them there are, but they are going down very quickly, although Monk is also going to go down. Lethal's down as well. Still, Lethal actually rezzing himself over here with poison on, so he's going to be...
And he's going to be down again.
Yeah, so he's actually... you know, a risky maneuver, because if he got up there, maybe he gets maybe he can keep the fight going and maybe get another decap. But with, you know, him going with he's actually vengeancing now to try and kill himself quicker.
I don't know if that was a wise choice. Maybe it was. I'm not the guy.
Well,
doing quick
I mean,
math here, but
if he got up, it would have been a good decision. But I think they probably could have kept him bleeding forever there. So maybe vengeancing was probably the safer way. But again, blue team steamrolling this map now. They've taken control of mid, decapped Quarry as well. Luna's gone down. Monk to Hunk gonna be able to gets knocked down out of his ring of warding as well, so not gonna be able to do too much with that. Beagle Boy's close to dropping, but the focus on Monk is here, and he's gonna drop very quickly as well.
yeah, the thief, as we saw from the beginning, has been reigning, doing exactly as he please, and that is the biggest factor of these winning scenarios here, because he's simply just faster without anybody being truly able to pick him off. He can just get out of that fight and then go back and do exactly as he please. You need Zerker to kill thieves. You need thieves to kill thieves. You need Power Rangers to kill thieves, or potentially Mesmer even if Mesmer is slightly worse at it. But yeah, you kind of, this thief has been reigning, and that is, in my eyes, the main reason here. But of course, good team fights here from their side also.
Yes, they did get a good res there on Chinchilla as well, who did go down, and they're gonna take out this door early. I think we're gonna see an aggressive Lord push from them probably as soon as they hit 350. I'd imagine they're gonna wait till then. We do have Luna here pushing onto Oma Nano, who was already waiting for this decap to happen. And Monk to Hunk pushing 1v3 here into mid. He's probably going to regret that very quickly. I think red team's sort of struggling on sort of decisions. Like the decision making seems a little bit off right now. You know, blue team have this 3 cap. They're going to be able to comfortably hold this 3 cap. With Luna going down to Omo here as well. He's going to drop that, and there again, Thief gets the final bit of damage on. And then he's back in mid. So again, the Thief showing just how important he is to a roster, and you know why. You know, personally, if I was going to put together like a team for this, Thief would be the first class on my team sheet, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily need a Thief either, but you can't have only 5. I don't want to say it anymore, but cheese, sustained classes. And you don't. This is one of the biggest. For example, I can give you an example here when the red team is regrouping with the qualifiers for WTS Boston. My team, we lost literally 3 games in a row versus TCG. We didn't use a thief. Our Frey, he swaps from being a warrior to a thief, from a shout warrior to a thief, and now we could all of a sudden take out Helsen and Sizer in another way, because before Sizer could just move however he wanted. It was just about Frey daring to play that thief. He's of course it's a Zerker. When it's a Zerker war, thief versus thief, or Mesmer thief versus Mesmer thief, etc. It's very risky being this thief, right? But it is a need. Just believe in yourself playing this, especially if you face an enemy team with this movement class. So this is a very obvious loss. It wouldn't really matter if they were on equal level, or if even they were slightly worse. The team with the thief, they would still probably win if that thief did his job correctly. This is a simple counter. You counter these stationary classes with a thief. It's a basic counter.
So that is going to be it. Red team weren't able to pick up a victory there, so that is going to be it for today. That does go 2-0 there to nothing special here against Bikini Bottom Mafia, and honestly, we've seen them pretty much dominate today. They were, as a team, able to play very well. They did come very close to losing in that first game, but was still able to pull it out, and then took complete control of the second game. So, you know, this week the game's not quite as close as usual, which is a little bit disappointing in terms of, you know, bringing you in, having getting you to watch these games, and then suddenly
Yeah,
they're always
it's fine.
pretty
It's fine. It's
one-sided.
okay. I was also not very hyped today, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I have no idea what about these teams and what the players what their strengths and weaknesses are. So I'm very new to it. So that is why I'm also very quiet maybe. But yeah, it was fun, and maybe we'll do it another time.
Yep, I've already got someone booked for next week who said he really wanted to do it, but then after that, I always need a guy every other week. So if you ever want to come back and do it again, you're welcome to. They're always at the same time, so it'll always be starting at about 8:20 p.m. your time streaming. Otherwise, that is it from us today. We are.
Alright, I'm thinking about streaming myself actually.
Yeah, go ahead and
Getting it
stream.
in.
I'll pop into your chat and come along and watch you stream for a bit. Thanks for hosting us. That is
So good.
everything.
It's so good.
That is everything for us tonight, guys. And again, also obviously the NA one is on tonight as well. The AGNA tournament is on tonight. I think that's about 1:30 UK time, like 1:30 in the morning. So that's like 2:30 for the sort of Central European. So maybe a bit late. But if some of you want to go, if some of you are still up and want to go watch that, they're always good for more viewers. That is on twitch.tv/gamewithstorm. Obviously, we just launched, Storm just launched a new website, academygamingnet.com. Good place for tips and tricks and like little hints and sort of little articles and videos and stuff on PvP tricks. So feel free to go check that out. And I'm fairly certain that's everything. The team that won today will be banned for 4 weeks, and the team that came second will be banned for 2 weeks, just to keep some fresh blood coming in. I think next week is our first week where a team who has been banned is allowed back in, so we may see a returning winner next week. Otherwise, we'll see you all next week. Thank you very much.